Hello guys and gals, and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about a elite item known as Azure Wrath. So on today's unique items, we're going to be covering an interesting one, that's for sure. Now this particular item has, as you can hear, the Sanctuary Aura, which is very, very nice. The Sanctuary Aura is a aura that gives a lot of damage to undead and actually works not quite the way it's supposed to. So if you hold your mouse over Sanctuary, you'll see that it says damage to undead plus 420%, magic damage 44 to 54. Well, it doesn't work just simply as a bonus damage to undead. It actually breaks the immunities of the monsters, which is very interesting. And if an undead monster is immune to physical, it actually reduces their physical resistance, and it's very cool. I thought you wanted to get down. Oh, come on back then. He literally jumped down earlier, and I would, yes, okay, I see you. You're very cute. You are very cute. I don't know what you want, but you're very cute. We rescued him recently from the parking lot. Somebody abandoned him. He's a very cute kitty. He's very cute. I gave him some cat food. Oh, okay, all right. I'll see. You're gonna beat me up. All right, lay down and be good. Lay down. Lost my entire train of thought. So let's look at this item from the get-go, shall we? So we have 113 to 128 damage at level 85. Which is relatively low, especially if you consider something like a Breath of the Dying Axe has 162 to 478. The top end of this weapon doesn't even come close to the bottom end of the Breath of the Dying. However, this item does have a massive damage bonus to undead, and this massive damage bonus to undead is very significant. This item can also come in handy in the Uber area because Sanctuary Aura will knock back all the monsters around you that are undead, and the majority of the monsters in that zone are undead, with exception to the Pit Lords. The Pit Lords, I think, are the only ones that are not undead. Be good. And stop jumping on my keyboard. Look, you little kitty. Look, you little kitty. Learn the rules. That's right. Sit down and be good. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen, and I'm going to have to bring the camera down. Oh, no, wait. No. He's not going to stay. He just came and sat on my little board. This entire video has been derailed. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's breaking everything. What are you doing, little kitty? Get off the keyboard. Get off the keyboard. I'm trying to make a video. Don't be all cute. I'm trying to make a video. You came up here with me. I see your little kneading paws. Here, sit up here on the top of this thing, like a chinchilla. That's right. Be a good chinchilla. Or go down here, sir. He said, don't tell me what to do. So don't tell me what to do. That's staying in the video. I don't even care. If you watch this, you came here for an Azure Wrath video, you got an Azure Wrath video and a kitty. Where was I? Sanctuary Aura. That's right. So Sanctuary Aura will knock back most of the monsters in the Uber areas, as well as it will knock back most monsters in pretty much Chaos Sanctuary, because most of the monsters in Chaos Sanctuary are also undead. Let me go to Canyon of the Magi here real quick, and we'll play around with some of the undead monsters, and I'll show you how the effect works and how useful it can be. Now, granted, it only works against undead. As you can see, none of these monsters are undead, and they are completely unaffected. But when we go into the tomb over here, and the majority of the monsters are in fact undead, you will notice that they are knocked back from us, damage is dealt to them, and in general, the effect is very beneficial to us because it keeps the monsters away from us. Oh, and in normal difficulty, it will outright kill a lot of the undead monsters. I forgot I was in normal difficulty. Let's remake this in hell difficulty, shall we? He always gets down, and then instantly, as soon as he gets down, he wants to come back up. It reminds me of the chinchilla that goes in my shirt, and then instantly wants to come back out. Can't make up his mind. Now, Azura's Wrath doesn't do a massive amount of physical damage, but it does do a massive amount of elemental damage. And we're going to cover that in just a second here after I show you the effect against the super easy to kill monsters. But as you can see, this is hell difficulty, and it's still doing a pretty significant amount of damage. And you got to ask yourself, well, you know, that's actually not bad, right? So many beetles. Trying to show off the undead killing aspects of this. As you can see, the knockback effect is really quite powerful. It keeps the monsters away from you extremely well, and unless it's a ranged monster, like one of these, it's going to do a pretty nice amount of, I want to call it crowd control. I think that's the easiest way to call it. Let's just call it crowd control. And crowd control is absolutely amazing for Uber area because, of course, they're constantly and never-endingly spawning these monsters on you on a regular basis. And this is a pretty big deal. So we also have +1 to all skills, which is very, very nice. And that +1 to all skills, of course, is welcome on any weapon. Because when a weapon doesn't have it, you know, you miss it. We have 30% increased attack speed, which is definitely very nice because this is already an extremely fast weapon, being a phase blade. So with 30% IAS on it, it actually attacks surprisingly fast. We have a variable enhanced damage of 230 to 270% ED. As you can see, mine spawned with 267%, so not bad. I'm was that 3 or 4% off from max? 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 3%. So pretty decent roll on the Azura Wrath there. I also have a adds damage of 250 to 500 magic damage. Now, magic damage is extremely powerful, and it's a lot more than its rated value. Because right below, you see that we have 250 to 500 cold damage added as well. Well, if I had to compare that 500 cold damage and the 500 magic damage to each other, I would definitely say that the 250 to 500 magic damage is probably worth 2 to 3 times as much as the cold, because most monsters do not have any resistance to magic damage. So when you think about cold damage, you have to like reduce the amount of cold damage that's actually being done, because when you go up against a monster that's 50% cold immune or 75% cold immune, you know, this is the kind of thing that really takes that 500 cold damage and brings it down to some really relatively low numbers. But the 500 magic damage doesn't really get those resistance issues. So you're going to apply 250 to 500 magic damage a lot more than you're going to apply 250 to 500 cold, because the 250 to 500 cold is going to be reduced by 75, 50, maybe even 95% resistances in a lot of cases. We also have attributes, which varies from +5 to +10. Mine rolled +6. So not the greatest. One from the bottom, but I'm happy with the ED, though. That was actually kind of nice. And we also have +3 to light radius. Because this is a phase blade, and phase blades are phase blades are indestructible by nature, the phase blade unfortunately cannot spawn as a ethereal. So you're not going to find an ethereal phase blade. Ethereal Azura Wrath phase blade at that. So do keep that in mind. And When it comes to this particular item, I feel like the main use of this particular item is to bypass immunities. The really large magic damage, the really large cold damage, and the increased attack speed allows you to apply those elements very quickly. You have to imagine in your mind that when you have an elemental damage attack that is being applied to a weapon, no matter what the speed of the weapon is, whether it's the slowest weapon in the world or the fastest weapon in the world, it's still the same amount of damage. So having an extremely fast weapon like a Phase Blade with 30% increased attack speed on it is going to allow you to apply that 500 magic and that 500 cold damage with ruthless efficiency. We also have the Sanctuary Aura, which is going to allow you to bypass the resistances, the physical resistances of any monster that is undead, and that is also extremely powerful. So when you go to an area like Chaos Sanctuary also has a large number of undead, and those undead will also be affected by the Sanctuary Aura. There are other items in the game that give Sanctuary Aura, like Lawbringer. Lawbringer is one of them. And as you can see, absolutely no problem here fighting the monsters in Hell difficulty with a well-equipped paladin. I'm using Vengeance skill, by the way, not Zeal. If I was using Zeal, I imagine this would work even better. You know what, let's, just for the time being, let's swap over. I said let's swap over. As you can see, extremely fast, even without Fanaticism Aura. So, no Fanaticism Aura, no ridiculously high amounts of increased attack speed on my equipment. I'm not using a High Lords. I'm using 20% gloves. I'm not using a Nosferatu's Coil. I'm not using a Treachery. And as you can see, this Phase Blade, this Azure-Wrath Phase Blade, is an extremely fast weapon, even without any of those modifiers. Now, the only two increased attack speeds that I'm currently running are the gloves, and I have a 15% IAS jewel in my shield. So, apart from what's actually on the Azure-Wrath Phase Blade, I've got practically nothing else. And the little kitten is back to say hello to me. What do you want, little kitten? I heard that. And the Azure. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and keep watching.